Hi, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about how to leverage Facebook to grow your multi level marketing business. And I'm going to say 80% of all of my new enrollments are done, maybe even 90%, as a result of my activity on Facebook. And I'm going to go through all the different ways that I use Facebook in the building and the maintaining of my business. Firstly, it is my main communication tool and main advertising tool. So just about everything I do in relation to my business is done on Facebook. So thank you, Zuckerberg. Okay, so one thing I like to do is Facebook classes. This is great if you live remotely from everybody you know and you're having a hard time getting people in person in classes, but there's certain subject areas in relation to your product or opportunity they might be interested in. So what I will do is hold a Facebook event and I set it at a specific time and I'll put the places on your couch or home sweet home or whatever and a set time. And then what I do is, and trust me, do this in advance, have this ready for you to cut and paste off a document and have all the pictures saved on your phone or on your computer in order, because at the time it actually becomes quite a frenzy. So what happens is at the time of the event, anybody who's been invited that is accepts comes onto that event page, and then every 30 seconds or 1 minute you make a post in relation to whatever class you're teaching, be it a 101 or cooking or whatever that you're doing on this thing, or supplements and all sorts of classes you can do, giving recipes, whatever. Now what happens is you don't want to make too many minutes in between posts, because then people get bored and then they go off your event and get distracted with other things and might forget to go back on there. So you want to keep them as engaged as possible. You can do that by offering, for the most engagement of posts, you put names down for a raffle. Let's say you can say, like, every time you comment on a post or engage thoughtfully, you're going to get something towards, a prize at the end. Or, you can do all sorts of things just to keep people on your event page as you're doing it. But posting things quickly that are fun and interesting and, is a good way to do that. And of course, if you're going to post a video to watch that's, several minutes long, you may want to suggest people come back and look at that later. I also like to number my posts, because what happens is, depending on how many people engage with a certain post will determine where it's going to appear on your feed. So things will end up going out of order. So by numbering the posts, people can follow them the way you meant for them to see things. So an event page is an amazing way to teach an online class, and you definitely want to target people that you would love to enroll. And you can do this for your product as well as for your opportunity. So something to keep in mind. Fan pages for my specific product, I'm not a fan of. I had a fan page that had quite a big following, but I found that the people that were following my page were already Young Living members, and I was putting a lot of energy and time into putting value added content that then Young Living business builders outside of my own downline were using to build their own businesses and to show prospects that were then enrolling under them and not me. You know what I mean? So it did absolutely nothing to grow my business. Although I've heard from other people that they swear by them. So of course, try it and see. I suggest give everything a shot, but after a few months, if you see that you're not getting any traction with a specific strategy, then you might want to rethink that strategy. And Facebook pages was that for me. It took a lot of time, like I said, to come up with value content, but it wasn't generating new enrollments. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to build a business, and I have to do that with customers and business builders. So I need to make sure that 80% of my energy is going into the stuff that makes 80% of my income. And it's really easy to get distracted on a strategy that you assume would be good but doesn't actually work, right? So always evaluate where you're putting the majority of your time, and does that energy output generate new business for you? And if it doesn't, then maybe you want to rethink how you allocate that time. Facebook statuses. Okay, this is like where I get the majority of my business is actually my own private Facebook statuses. The trick is to not be annoying, to not lecture, don't be negative. So don't be like, my doctor's so stupid, he couldn't fix it, and then I used this and it cured me. Like, people don't want arrogance or attitude or lectures or anything like that. Funny goes a long way, and there's a Facebook algorithm. So if your status is Facebook algorithm thinks, isn't very high resonance, they'll make sure that very few of your friends will actually see it. But if you put a status that is very inviting or funny or whatever, the algorithm will pick that up and will make sure that more people on your friends list see it. So try to be funny. So I've said stuff like, I didn't smack a bitch today thanks to peace and calming, or whatever. Or I don't know, my head hurts so bad I wanted to run outside and shove my head in a snowbank, but instead I rubbed my forehead with peppermint, so now my neighbors don't think I'm an idiot. Whatever. Anything that you can be even just a little bit cheeky will get you a lot more play on Facebook, and then it won't annoy your readers. And don't make your entire life about your product, because then people will unfollow you because you're annoying, and then you're like a commercial on their feed. So, keep 80% of your posts unrelated to your opportunity, unrelated to your product, but maybe once a day mention it in passing. Like, don't make it about your product. So I'll be like sitting on the couch watching TV, I got the dog on my lap, frankincense in the diffuser, and the fireplace going, sipping a bulletproof tea. It's about a million things, and oils tend just kind of in passing. You'll be surprised how much traction that's going to get you. And then product knowledge stuff. So if there's like a great article about something that an oil can do, I'll post the link or post a photo or a meme about it with my website, or I'll do like a flash promo. Anybody who orders a kit from me, I'm going to throw in a free oil or whatever. But I make those posts few and far between. And then Google when it's best to post something on Facebook for the most people to see it. And that information's all available with just a little bit of research. And Facebook even has their own training for businesses on how to make posts in a way that will get the most engagement. So certainly seek that stuff out right on Facebook. Facebook groups are amazing for a multitude of things. So I have a group, for example, just for my business builders. And that's a group where we can keep engaged, talk about how many people we're enrolling, how our team is growing, business building tools, that sort of thing. And it's very intimate, and it's just for our real serious builders. And then because I have an amazing upline, my enroller sponsor has this group called Living Fully, Living Deeply. And that's for everybody that I enroll and everybody that gets enrolled on her team under other people. So it's this nice, big, happy community where we talk a lot about product knowledge and things like that. And then we also have a bigger business builders group for, again, everybody in my leader sponsors whole entire team that are business building and have goals. So, the groups are definitely used like that. I will also sometimes, let's say I have a potential business builder or enrollee that wants some information on oils, and I want to do a video like this, but geared privately to them. I'll make a Facebook group and them be the only person that I invite. And then I'll make a personalized video like this and post it on there, and then they can either give me a video back or ask their questions and comments, and then I can, answer accordingly. And then it's very intimate. It's just the two of us, and it's a way of facilitating a one-on-one if distance and telephone calls just can't seem to be scheduled. Let's see. Oh, ads. Facebook ads are pretty good too. But again, you've got to learn how to do this because I get that Facebook algorithm. And Facebook also has some pretty serious rules when it comes to supplements and health claims and things like that. So you have to be very careful what you actually write on Facebook when it comes to what's going to be in an ad, because it won't get approved and you won't get a lot of engagement. And again, you want to be funny, cheeky. That's going to get you the most play and the most attention. connection. And photographs are very important, so make them beautiful and professional. I think it has to be 20% or less has to be writing. And again, if the photograph doesn't fit the Facebook algorithm for that, they won't approve the ad. But paid ads, is a really good way of getting exposure, especially if you have a fan page you're trying to promote. Good idea to do something like that. And yeah, so that's just some of the many ways that I use Facebook. Really, it's the private statuses on my private Facebook page where I get the most action. I get most of my enrollments, honestly, just from me saying, I feel like shit and peppermint is getting me through it, or a Christmas spirit and my diffuser smells so good, I'm feeling festive or whatever. That is what gets me the majority of my enrollments. And talking about, for example, every time I get ranked up, now that I'm at executive at Young Living, that came with a lot of excitement on my Facebook page, just from other oily members saying congratulations and stuff. And then now that has caused friends of mine that used to think it was bullshit are now reaching out and saying, hey, tell me more about that business thing you're doing. So yeah, so proof is in the pudding. And when you're living in wellness, and people see how these oils seem to be consistent, a year later you're still talking about how great they are, but you're not annoying about it. And then Facebook becomes, a really, really good tool, great place to build culture in your team, to keep connected with your leaders, and engage your client base, and do product knowledge, especially because remember, the more your group or your enrollees know about the product, the more they use, and then of course that influences how much commission you make, right? So all that stuff is important, and Facebook is a great ally to allow that to happen. So yeah, wishing you wellness, purpose, and abundance. Have a good day.